Hello friends, welcome to EduTap again. So in continuation of our topper interview series, today we have Mr. Anoop Tantia with us, who is a chartered accountant by profession, and he has cleared SEBI Grade A 2022 examination in general stream. So I welcome you. I welcome you on the EduTap channel, Anoop ji.
Thank you,
And
sir.
first of all, a heartily congratulations to all for achieving this achievement. So
Thank you very much, sir.
the
Thank you
very
very
the
much.
very first general the very first question, how are you feeling now?
Sir, I am feeling relaxed. From last 5 to 6 years, I am preparing for regulatory body exams.
Okay,
So at last, I got this opportunity and I get selected in SEBI. So it is a relief really for me, I can say.
great. So can you briefly tell about yourself? I mean, your background, your educational qualification, and your working experience.
So you said, my name is Anoop Tantia and I'm a chartered accountant by profession. And I belongs to Churu, Rajasthan. Currently working in GICD in Mumbai. I, I have work experience of more than 5 years.
Okay, so basically, you are currently working in Mumbai, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. So how did you come to know about this SEBI examination?
Sir, as I previously said, I am preparing for regulatory exams, regulatory body exam from last 4 to 5 years. So I regularly give exam of RBI, NABARD, and SEBI and IRDA when the notification came. So I'm preparing from that. So I'm continuously chasing the notifications and the exam process or anything that is related to this regulatory body exam. So I gave exam last year also in 2020, and unfortunately I cannot clear the mains in last attempt, but in this attempt when the notification came in December 21, so I prepared, I changed my strategy and I know the where I'm lagging behind in this process. So in this process I determined that I have to clear this exam at anyhow. So that is the case in my selection.
Okay, so Anoop, you are a chartered accountant. You have
Yes.
other dimensions also. You can do your practice also. You can associate with private sector also. So why did you choose the government examination, or why did you choose the regulatory bodies examination, to be specific?
Yes, sir, that question is also asked by SEBI board when I appear for the interview. They also want to know ki why you are a chartered accountant, then why you want to come in SEBI like organization. You can start your own practice or you can join some multinational company where you get hefty amount or package. So the answer of that question is that the regulatory bodies or the government organization, the exposure, the experience or the feeling that you get in when you work in a government organization is you cannot feel connected to the when you work in a private sector, when where in private sector you only work for money. There is no other any other, you can say, any other encouragement other than the money in private sector. But in government sector you feel that you contribute something to the society, economy and government, to government revenue in anyhow, and you are doing something that is belongs to the belongs to the economy or anything that comes to your in your work area. So you
Right.
can contribute more to the society, nation, or in when working in a government organization, and when you are working in a organization like SEBI. So as I said, I am a chartered accountant. The the working knowledge or the experience that I have will betterment for my job or my profile.
Right, right. Great thoughts. So if I talk in the context of SEBI examination, so what was
Yes.
the source of your preparation?
The source of the preparation, I can say that I do not purchase any specific course from any education platform.
Okay.
So my commerce is strong because when I prepare, I study the chartered accountant. So I know the commerce very well. Commerce and finance part is very good for mine. And for other like management, economics, and the other topic that is not covered in CA syllabus, I go for the free education material that is available on the YouTube. Like the EduTap provide the free education materials
Okay.
and notes and any other thing that is available on YouTube, Google, or any other platform. related to the SEBI, I go for that. And this is I can say, and the previous experience, work experience and knowledge that I have
Right.
helped me to achieve this.
Great. So since you said that you are working, right? So how much time you devoted in your overall preparation?
So this is the yes, when you are working in somewhere, it is difficult for you to work like prepare like a student, because you don't have that much time. You have to go your job daily and do the office work, and after coming back from office, you don't have enough time or energy to devote to studies. So in Mumbai, there is our working company has 5-day week. So in Saturday, Sunday, I used to devote to the studies and the areas that, and I gave mock tests of the platform that is provided. And so on Saturday, Sunday, I read thoroughly and try to cover as much as possible from the syllabus or from the content that is available. And so basically, I prepare on weekends only, and in office also, if I get, I I I daily read the newspaper, Financial Economics Times, and Live Mint on the mobile. So in from that, the source of the strategy will be you have to use your weekend very carefully and thoroughly, and any other, and in the office or in the meantime while I'm traveling in the local, I used to watch these videos.
So guys, this is an important learning for the future aspirants, that you have to manage time if you are working candidate. So during your work, if you can manage, you can read current affairs, you can read newspaper. And if you have a long traveling time, then also you can utilize that time, as Mr. Anoop said. And during weekends, you have to put a lot of efforts, because while working, it is very difficult to focus on study. So that is why you have to focus on, you have to prepare your content during weekends, right? So this is what Mr. Anoop said. This is what his strategy was. So if I conclude that you're from a commerce background, right? So it is very easy, as you already told, that it is very easy. Few components were very easy for you, like commerce and accounts, like finance, like company law, right? So what I can say, that what are the other areas where you did not have any idea, or I can say you did not, you were not very well versed, right? So how did you tackle those areas, like economics, like management?
So for economics and management, as I said earlier, I Google anything that is not available in my CA syllabus. So for economics, I refer the books that is of the 11th and 12th of NCRT for basic concepts. And for management, I also search and look for the graduation level management books in which these subjects are covered, that is in SEBI syllabus. So for economics and management, I go for the basics 11th 12th NCRT books and the graduation book that is available on internet or any other source from the friends, family, from wherever I get. So for economics and management, I used to refer that.
Great. So if we talk about phase one preparation, so quant reasoning and English,
Yes.
a quite difficult area for, say, for non-engineer background candidates. So how did you tackle that? Are these areas difficult for you, or you can easily solve these areas?
So quant reasoning and English is good from, as far as my knowledge is concerned. English is good. I easily get 20 to 25 marks if out of 30. But in quant and reasoning, it is very difficult for a CA to crack on these subject, because we are not taught about these, and there is a logical thinking there, data interpretation is there. So I go for that. I know that I have to score only 33 marks. I think 30 marks only in the paper one. So I know that I will easily able to get from English and the general awareness part of the questions or the finance part of the paper one. So I don't go for the quant and reasoning practice. I know that I will be able to cover these from the English and the other part other than the quant and reasoning in paper one.
So this is quite a relief area, I can say, where no sectional cutoff is there in SEBI
Yes,
examination.
yes,
So
yes.
aspirants, those who face a difficulty in quant and reasoning, they do not need to worry much more about that, because they can cover in from different areas also,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes.
Great. So Anup, there are a lot of subjects in paper two.
Yes,
There are
sir.
a lot of subjects in paper two. So is syllabus really huge, or is it manageable?
Sir, it is manageable when you compare with the other regulatory body exams like NABARD, RBI. It is quite manageable because you will be asked questions from these specific syllabus only, as far as because I gave exam 2 times. So I know the SEBI will not ask you any question from out of syllabus.
Right.
So it is quite easily manageable when you focus, like for costing, if you devote your 7 to 8 days to costing, it will be covered thoroughly. If you go for the economics, when you devote 5 to 6 days to economics thoroughly, you will easily able to grasp the economics. So I think it is not too much big, and only 50 questions will be asked. So it is in form of MCQ only. So you need not to go into detail, and so it is quite easily manageable. If you are preparing for the exam for last 1 to 2 years, it is quite easily manageable. It is
Right.
not that too much far stretch, I can say.
So which according to you are the most easy and scoring subject, I can say, out of these
Most,
6 subjects?
sir, I am from commerce background, so I can say commerce and accountancy is the best.
Yeah. So it is a kind of subject issue, right?
Yes.
So
Because
have
in commerce and accountancy, when you know the principle, you know the formulas, or you can say the basics, you can easily answer those questions related to commerce and accountancy. There is no technicality is involved in those.
so how paper 2 preparation is different for phase 1 as well as phase 2, because this syllabus is same, right? But there is, I think, a difficulty level is more in phase 2 as compared to phase 1.
Yes, sir, definitely. There is much more complicated, and in compared to last year SEBI exam and this year SEBI exam, I can say the paper 2 is very difficult from that last year paper, because in this year they do not ask for the simple question or simple logical question. They ask from complex, they create complex situations, and the time is very less. You have to answer 50 questions in 40 minutes. So you can have to prepare for the, you have to go minutely in as
I think you are on mute, so kindly unmute yourself. Anoop, you are on mute, I think.
hello.
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yes, sir. So for paper 2, you have to prepare very thoroughly, and you have to go for the last year papers, and you have to find out where your where the preparation is like, where you don't have enough resource, or where you feel that you are not really well prepared. So in paper 1 and paper 2 is very different kind of strategy you have to implement.
So what kind of planning you have for covering the entire subject, whether you have gone any subject in a separate manner, or in a, I can say, in a parallel way, simultaneously you have been preparing for all different subjects, or you have gone in a sequential manner?
I go for the sequential manner only. First of all, I go through the easy subject, that is I can easily look after easily can be taught, or easily can be solved, or easily can I relate to. And in for the last, I go to the difficult subject like economics and management, I because I have to so just a minute, I have to
Yeah,
switch
yeah, okay,
this.
okay.
Yes, sir. I'm audible. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible. Please continue.
Okay. So for difficult subject, I choose the last minute because I have to remember certain things. So as far as my study is concerned, first go for the easy subject that you can easily track, easily tackle. And for the difficult part, if you prepare for those subjects near the exam, you will be able to remember and recollect the things when they appear in the question is asked from those subjects in exam.
Okay. So if we talk about subject-wise weightage in terms of exam, so there is no specifically mention of weightage in terms of 6 subjects, right? So what do you
Yes.
think? Were there enough weightage for all the components, or some component have been completely skipped?
No, sir. As far as I know and I give the exam, I think all the subjects are equally important and equal weightage have been given by the SEBI. There is a question from each subject they have specifically mentioned in the syllabus. So you cannot escape any subject or any like any stream. You have to go for all in one. If you skip any the do subject, and if there is a 3 and 4 question is asked from that subject, it will be really difficult to you to get into the final list or for the interview list, because there is very much competition is there. So I will suggest everyone go for the entire syllabus. Don't skip any subject that in anticipation that the question will not be asked from this subject, or I can skip that. I will not advise that.
Right, and since weightage is not mentioned, then it is advisable to cover the entire syllabus, right? Because you do not
Yes.
know from where most of the questions can be asked.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so great. So if we talk about subject-wise strategy, so what was your strategy for costing and commerce and accounts? As you are a chartered accountant, so it is not very difficult for you to cover these topics. But
Mm.
have you given the priority or to numericals or not?
But yes, you have to prepare for the numericals, because when I studied in chartered account in 2015, so most of the time you forgot the formulas. You will know the practical implications or practical things, but when it comes to the MCQ examination, you have to know the formula to solve the question. So I have Google through the my institute syllabus that is available on our institute website, and I do the numerical that is available in those chapters relating to the SEBI syllabus. So numericals have to be numericals have to be practiced, because when in that question is appear in the examination, you have only 40 minutes. In 40 minutes you have to solve all these questions. So formula needs to numericals you have to practice, because otherwise you will forget the formula, or you will not be able to recollect that formula that will be helpful to you to answer that numerical questions.
And also numericals are very important. They are being asked in the examination, right?
Yes, so in this examination there are lots of numerical in this
Right.
time.
Right.
Last year there is a conceptual question is there, theoretical question we can say. But in this examination, in the current examination, there are lots of numerical questions from each subject, from economics, commerce, posting. In management also there are certain numericals. So I think numericals you cannot avoid in any case.
So one connecting question with respect to the costing and commerce and accounts, to what detail you need to study these subjects, costing and commerce and account specifically?
The basic concept, first of all. Thereafter, you have to solve the numerical question relating to the chapter that is mentioned in the SEBI syllabus. And when your basics are clear, you will be able to recollect the material that you going to study from any education platform you are providing. So first of all, you have to go for the basic. Then after, you have to go through the numericals, formula, and the detail that their subject has.
Right. So next, if we talk about company law, so there are a lot of provisions, a lot of facts, sections. So how to remember all these things, like penalties and various sections are important sections are there. So how to remember them?
The sections you can easily relatable if you read companies like in tandem. First of all, you read the section for a like example, when you read section 135 that is related to CSR. Then after you read the section related to the audit, that is section 140 or any other section. When you read the company law in sequence first, then it is will you is easily able to recollect these sections. If you don't read the company law in a sequence manner or in that manner, you will not be able to recollect this section in examination when it is asked. And for penalties, I don't go in that detail. I know that I will not be able to answer correctly, because there may be mixing of certain penalties, because in company law there is no specific or any specific penalty that I have to remember. So I don't go in that penalties amount, because I know that if penalty is asked, I cannot answer that question accurately or 100% confidence. So frankly, in my case, I don't go in details of penalties and don't remember the penalties when I gave the examination.
So if I conclude for company law, so I can say that you have to make the sections relatable as well as correlated, right? So this is
Yeah,
the way
yes.
you can remember sections as well as important provisions also.
Yeah, yes.
Great. Good strategy. This is. So are you also preparing for RBI or you have appeared for RBI Grade B
Sir,
examination?
yes. Sir, I have appeared for RBI 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
And I'm also preparing for RBI right now also. After going in SEBI, I will also prepare for RBI because I left one or two attempts only. So I will go through for RBI also. And there is any other examination that UPSC conduct for CES, I will go definitely for that.
Great. So you are still I can say you still have hunger in you, right, to appear for different examinations, right? Great.
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
since you have been preparing for Reserve Bank of India examination, so how finance and management is different for both SEBI as well as RBI Grade B examination?
But in SEBI, there is a specific syllabus, or you can say the related chapters are there from which they will ask the question. In SEBI it is MCQ only. And in RBI, from the last 1 to 2 attempts, they have switched for MCQ plus descriptive 50-50%. So in SEBI, you have to read the concept also. You have to practice for the written how to write the answer of the questions. In SEBI, you just need to answer the MCQ only. So there is a totally different strategy you have to approach for the RBI as well for SEBI. Because in SEBI, there is MCQ questions only. In RBI, you have to prepare for the descriptive questions also.
Right. So those who are preparing for both examination, those subject is same, but you have to adopt different strategy for different examination,
Yes,
right?
sir, definitely. Because in RBI, you have to write descriptive answers only, answers also. So you have to remember certain things, certain sections, certain definitions, and what exactly that subject contains. Then after you will be able to write a good answer in descriptive.
Right. So if we talk about economics, so it is quite tough. If we can take an example, then questions from microeconomics such as Keynesian concept, consumption function. So these all are important and crucial areas which a non-economics aspirant face difficulty to understand, right? So how did you
Yes.
tackle these kind of micro issues as well as complex concepts in the economics?
So for the economics, I knew that I cannot 100% accurately answer the questions if there is numericals come or any preflex questions come from the economics, because my economics, the concept of economics of mine is not that strong, or I can say that not much clear. So for the economics, I knew that I have to escape certain questions if that comes from economics, consumption expenditure, or any other investment and multipliers. So for the economics, I can say that if it is not your cup of tea, don't waste too much time on that. There is mostly 3 to 4 questions only from the economics. You just read the concepts and remember the certain formulas that is easy to recollect in the examination, and practice for the numericals that is available on YouTube or any education platform. You practice those. If the question is come from that, then it is great. If the question does not come from that, or you do not able to recollect or relate anything from the question, from the study that you have read and from the question, then I would suggest you can skip those questions. It will not, because there is a negative marking also. If you don't 100% sure, then don't go for the answer. That is my strategy in economics.
Right. So basically, you are suggesting that those areas, those subjects which you are not comfortable in, so you should focus on your strong areas first, right? And after that, if
Yes,
you get the time, then you can focus on the weaker sections also.
yes, sir.
Great.
You have
Yeah.
to get only 70 to 80 marks only. You cannot 100. You cannot score 90 plus marks in CBA
Right.
in these kind of exams. So this strategy can be helpful for anyone who want to.
Great. So if I talk about current affairs, and which is more relevant for phase one only. So
Okay.
how did you prepare current affairs GA wala component?
So for GA wala component, I daily read the newspaper of economics time. It is my habit. So for the current affair related to economics and finance, I able to recollect that. Okay. And for the current affair, I read the EduTap material or PDF they share in their Telegram group, or the
Okay.
Hindu summary that is available on Bankers Adda platform, or from any other source that provide the current affair. I read from that only.
So were those documents helpful for you and relevant?
Yeah, yes, sir, definitely.
Okay. So Anoop, let's discuss about the importance of revision, right? So what is the importance of revision in these kind of examination, and how did you manage this?
So just a minute, just a
Okay,
minute.
okay, okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Just yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was talking about the importance of revision in these kind of examination, and how did you manage your revision part?
Sir, for the revision part, you have to revise things 3 to 4 times as far as my strategy is concerned, because you have to recall the things in the examination. So from 1 to 2 times, you will able to know you will be able only to remember a handful of things. When you revise the things 3 to 4 times, your confidence is boosted, because you know that you know the sections, or you know the conceptual part, or you know the study material very well. So I would suggest you have to revise these things 3 to 4 times, and whenever you get free times, or whenever you are free from when you have any time, then you will revise those subjects first that you are face difficulties, and for easier part you can go for the last minute also, for the recalling of or revision.
But revising entire syllabus from the original source is quite difficult. So did you make any short notes or kind of summary, I can say?
Yes, sir. I made short notes for my purpose, for my reading in the last minute on the very first day of the examination. So I prepare notes for my self-study, and the short notes you can say, or the keywords that will be helpful to
Okay,
recall the things.
great. And did you give any mock test
Yes,
related
sir.
to?
Yes. I gave mock test of the EduTap for 2 to 3 mock tests they conducted before
Okay,
the examination. So I
that is
gave that.
all India mock test, right?
Yes.
So what was your rank in different tests? Do
So
you
my rank
remember?
is, sir, I not exactly remember, but it is more than 100 or 200. So I'm thinking that I will not be able to crack examination. My rank is not in for 80 vacancies are there, so my rank is more than 100. But I know that where I from these mock tests, it helps me to find out where I'm getting behind, or what is the weak point of mine. On from the mock test, it will help you कि कहाँ पे आपकी कमी है, and where are you will not be able to come compete with the other people. So mock test is very helpful, and as we said, practice makes a man perfect. So it is all about that.
Right. So, but doesn't matter, irrespective of getting rank more than 100. Today, you are about to join SEBI, so that's a great
Yeah,
achievement.
yes, yeah,
So that is
yes,
the
yes.
that should be the learning, that we should focus on the mock test as a part of learning, right, and not
Yes,
as
sir.
a final destination. It's a tool to prepare to learn more, something
Yeah,
new, which can help you in clearing the examination.
yes, sir, definitely.
Great. So if I talk about descriptive English component, so what was the sequence of attempting our reading comprehension, essay, and précis?
I don't remember exactly, but I first of
Okay.
all I think I attempt comprehensive, then the précis, and the last part was the essay. Because in essay you have to write certain things, you have to delete something, you had to add something. So for the I'm attempting I think I attempt essay in the last moment, in the last as a last question. And first of all, goal right for comprehensive, then for précis, then for essay.
Okay, so one small thing, if I talk about a reading comprehension specifically, then what would you suggest, whether to write in points or paragraph? Because a lot of aspirants have various doubts in their mind regarding the reading comprehension.
But you can write in paras also.
Okay.
It is, I think it is not relatable whether you write in paragraph or bullet points. It is the content or the how you answer the question that is important. So you can go for both also. And because as far as I know, it is checked by the computer, so it will check your the authenticity, or you can say the spelling mistakes, the grammar mistake, or any other thing that is there. It will not be make any difference if you write in para or if you write in bullet points.
Right. And have you attempted any mock test for descriptive English?
No, sir. As I
Okay.
said, my English is strong and I'm working for 5 to 6 years. So
Right, right.
that is not required in my case.
And one thing we have heard that the interface was very scary in actual examination. So did you find that the interface
Yes,
for,
sir.
yeah, for a descriptive English component?
I don't find that scary because as we know that the examination is conducted by the IBPS on the TCS centers. So we know that their mouse will, their keyboard, you have to enter 2 to 3 times to get to the next line, or you will not be able to see the whole paragraph on the screen. You have to scroll those. So so it is not as scary, but yes, they can improve on that front. But ultimately it is the resource that you have to use, and everyone is getting that same resource only. So complaining about that thing is not, I think it is not a good thing. You have to give examination on those, because there is lots of students who say that they did not able to perform because of the system. I don't think these kind of excuse should be there, because the examination is conducted by a fair body, transparent body, and everyone is getting the same system, same set of systems or equipment. So that will be the case. Yes, there may be some difficulty, but we have to adjust to that.
Right, right. So this is very important. I can say the learning and lesson, because a lot of aspirants we have talked them. They told that they have been facing various issues on the interface itself. So what should we do? We were not able to concentrate. So this is the learning that everyone is facing the same issue almost. So
Yes, sir.
you should not think about these aspects. Rather, you should focus on your examination itself, and that is the key. And definitely, examination conducting body will improve it. Right.
Yes, sir. Sir, complaining about anything will not solve the problem. You
Correct,
have to
correct.
prepare for that.
Right, right. So if we talk about interview, so how
Yes, sir.
many members were there in your panel?
So there is five members. Four members are there. Three male, one female. Madam
Okay,
from I think HR, and from three males are from maybe from different departments of the SEBI, or someone said it is from one person from RBI. I don't know exactly,
okay.
but there is a four member panel only in interview.
All were physically present there.
Yes, my interview held at Ahmedabad SEBI Bhavan, SEBI
Okay.
Center. So all the interviews are available physically there.
And what was the first question they asked?
First question when I enter the room, they ask, tell me about yourself, or what you're doing currently, where from you are, what you do. That is the first question they are. Tell me about yourself.
And what was the entire duration of your interview?
Sir, it is approximately 25 to 30 minutes,
Okay.
as I recall. It is somewhere near 25 to 30 minutes.
So what kind of questions have been asked? Like questions from your biodata, questions from current happenings, and questions from SEBI itself. So from where, from which areas questions have been asked to you?
So first of all, they look after your biodata or the summary sheet you have to submit, as the SEBI asked before the interview from the candidates. Firstly, they ask questions from the information that I furnish in that sheet. They ask me about my qualifications, family background, education background, and current profile, and where my career, where I worked previously, where I working currently. So that is the question they ask. And there is certain question related to the SEBI recent development, like what is the gold exchange, FPI in commodity derivatives. They ask question from the what the SEBI do, why the FPI, FFI or FPI is leaving the India. LIC IPO question is there. They ask me about the GST, because I'm handling GST in my company right now. They ask me about the why that petrol and diesel is not brought in GST. What is the purpose? What is the fiscal deficit? And what the RBI is doing for inflation? So we can say that there's a mix of questions from both the current as well as related to the SEBI and from the work profile that you carry.
Great, great. So how did you prepare for your interview?
Sir, I give multiple mock interviews.
Okay.
As I said, from the EduTap, someone from one and two friends I know in SEBI, I asked them about the question that they asked in their interview. So I got that something from that also. So interview preparation, as I said, I'm a working professional. So I know certain things related to the interview. So I focus on the current affairs only, and the question that is will be asked from the SEBI or RBI or any other thing that they ask concept related to the SEBI. So for interview, I gave mock text only from the EduTap, and from the collect memories or the recollections of my friend that is working in SEBI, I asked him or her about that. So it's all about interview only. I
So the
don't get too much experience. Yes.
okay, okay. So the mock interview which you have joined at EduTap. So did you find it helpful as and useful for your actual interview?
Yeah, yes, sir. Definitely, it is very helpful because in for the free interview they call CGM. I think CGM, one from CGM of RBI or SEBI is there. One person from NABARD is there. So when they interviewed you and asked me certain question related to my qualification, workings, and the SEBI, I got to know how on which area I have to focus more. I don't aware about certain things that we can be asked in the interview. They tell me about that in mock interview. So it is very helpful, and I got to know certain things that I may be ignoring that. So from the mock interview, I totally get a new direction, or you can say the new areas where I have to focus on. So it is very helpful, and I would suggest everyone, if you get through the mains, you should go for the interview, mock interview that is available on any platform.
Right, right. Great. So at last, I would like to ask one thing, that any message you would like to give to future aspirants?
What I can say from the future aspirant, that don't think for the short term or think about you cannot target any specific time period for anything to you achieve. You have to continuously perform. You continuously have to work hard, persistent in your studies. And as we said, the practice makes a man perfect. As far as I concerned, my career is concerned, I finished my chartered accountant in 2015. And thereafter I work in BSNL, then after switch to GIC. In meanwhile, I'm preparing for the regulatory body examination. I write 2 to 3 times RBI mains, SEBI mains I could not correct last time. NABARD I write 2 to 3 times mains I get, but could not go to the interview. So you have to continuously chase your dream. You have to be very patient. Sometimes luck is not in your favor. Sometimes time is not in your hand. So go for the ultimately change your destination in any way. Don't give up on your dreams just because there is certain hiccups in your journey. You will be there where you want to be. Just go for the long term thinking only. Don't think about short term. Short term in maybe some person will be आपके साथ कोई होगा, that person got selected in RBI SEBI, you will not able to crack. You think that I am lacking behind. That is not the case in life. Every person has his time. When you are consistently work hard, one day you will be there you want to be, as my philosophy says.
Great. So great learning for the aspirant. There's consistency, patience, and perseverance is the key for clearing, for
Yes.
achieving any milestone, right? And you should not
Yes.
give up on your dreams.
Yeah,
So
yes,
thank you
sir.
very much, Anu, for sharing your detailed strategy with our future aspirants. I hope they have learned a lot of new lessons and a lot of I can say life lessons, as well as the strategy part also from
Yeah,
your
yes,
strategy.
sir.
So thank you very much for giving time and sharing your valuable insights on our platform. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
on behalf of EduTap, I congratulate again you so for achieving this milestone, and thank you very much for coming on our platform and
Yeah,
sharing your
yes, sir.
strategy.
I'm very thankful EduTap for giving me this opportunity to give interview to you and guide anyone who can help from this video or from this interview that I have conducted with the EduTap. So very thankful to the EduTap and its team.
Thank you, Anoop.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.